The free clan shop fragment legendaries. Yannick has had her turn. It is now time for Busted or Bad. In terms of Yakarl, the Scourge, is this absolute psychotic looking barbarian legendary worth picking on up? What is his damage like? How hard can he smack in the best nuker gear on my account? And where are you actually going to be using this guy in the game, right? Is he worth booking up and specializing for certain areas in the game? Does he stand the test of time? And we're going to be answering all of those happy little questions in this episode of Busted or Bad, and it's going to be awesome. Before we get to that, man, hey, if you're looking to start off a new Raid Shadow Legends account, man, and collect those champion fragments all over again on a new raid account, and make sure to start that new account the right way, man, by using my beginner promo link, which you can find down below at the top of the video description box, man. Simply hit that link on your PC, use that link to create a new raid account, man. You'll grab Elnaril and a whole bunch of free epic champions as you level up your account, man. Yeah, you'll get your hands on Elnaril as soon as you are done with the in-game tutorial. That's how you'll know that the promo link has worked. And yeah, just awesomosity ensues is the best possible way to create a new raid account, man. This right here is the webpage that's going to pop on up. Use this page to create the new account, and as you can see, good old Elnaril will just pop up in your inbox, man, as soon as you're done with the in-game tutorial. So it's just a crazy good time to create a new account as well, especially whilst good old Udex Artor is, of course, available from the reward calendar as well, man, for a very, very limited time. So that's into the free legendary you can grab right there. Okay, man, on to Yakarl. What is Yakarl the Scourge all about? He's got a double hitter A1 with a chance of placing freeze on each hit, 50% land rate. Not too bad, not incredible, but not too bad, especially in certain areas of the game that we'll get to in just a little bit. The A2 is an attack one enemy, places freeze and a decreased speed debuff for 3 turns on the decreased speed debuff, right, which is kind of crazy. Will also steal 100% of the target's 10 meter and place an increased speed buff on Yakarl, just in case you don't have that on your team already. Very, very nice. On the A3, we're looking at an attack all enemies, 75% land rate, freeze debuff on an AoE. Pretty saucy. This chance increases to 100% against targets with 75% or more 10 meter. This debuff cannot be resisted by targets with 75% or more 10 meter either. Just very good. Only downside to this skill is that you're staring down a 4-turn cooldown even when fully booked, so it's a little bit on the long side for what it does. He also does bring an ally attack aura in all battles for 33% as well. As far as in-game reviews, we're just going to take a quick scan at these really as a glance. They're a little bit mixed, which I think is about right. I think that Yakarl is pretty decent for specializing in some areas of the game, absolutely useless in other areas of the game. We're going to break down the areas where he's good, or he should be good at least, sort of one by one. As you can see, my Yakarl build that I'm currently running is not rocking that much damage, really. It's not like a crazy amount of crit damage. I'm more focusing on making him decently fast, somewhat survivable, I guess. Kind of, and just mostly using him as like a utility champion for the likes of his 10 meter control and his decreased speed on his A1 and his double hitter freeze into hard mode Fire Knight, which, you know what, let's make Fire Knight the first place where we review Yakarl the Scourge. It's the most obvious place to be using him, to be honest. He's rocking a 4.7 in Fire Knight's Castle. I think that this review of a 4.7, my opinion, is absolutely correct. I think that it's absolutely on point. I think that he's fine into normal mode Fire Knight's Castle, because he does bring like a double hitter A1, so as you're progressing on, he's also void affinity, so he's not weak hitting ever against the boss, which is great. He brings a double hitter A1 for breaking down the boss's shield, and then he can swing in with the A2 to 10 meter steal and place decreased speed. Lovely. Like, just about decent, right? Like good enough to be running into normal mode Fire Knight, does just fine. The real value of Yakarl comes in the form of the fact that he can extend that value into hard mode Fire Knight, which, as you can see, I've not made much progress into. My hard mode Fire Knight team is very much a work in progress. And this right here is the team that I'm actually currently rocking. We're running Pan the Bowhorn, bro, in this team, because I just haven't leveled my Creodan yet, which would definitely be replacing Pan the Bowhorn. But Pan, very, very similar, actually identical almost to Yakarl's A1, runs a double hitter A1 with a 50% land rate freeze, which is obviously very, very important into hard mode Fire Knight. The only way you're going to decrease the boss's 10 meter in hard mode Fire Knight is with freeze effects, you know. Just to briefly show him one time at least against waves of enemies, I went ahead and made sure to prioritize him using his A3, so he's going to get that big old freeze off against the waves more often than not right away. Great for wave control, great for just ferrying your team to the boss, whichever boss it is that you're using him up against, whether it's Darkfey in Doom Tower or whatever, which, spoilers, very, very good into Darkfey as well. This is a great Darkfey killer boss. But for now, just as you can see against waves, the control is unreal. Throw in some like decreased speed AoE champions and stuff, and basically the enemy waves are just never going to get a 10 while Yakarl is on the team. very good and very, very valuable for a Fire Knight team in particular, where most of the team wants to be geared towards breaking down the boss's shield and stuff. It's really, really valuable to have 1 or 2 champions on the team that are going to babysit your team and just get them to the boss and get them through the big tanky waves with a whole bunch of control. So he could do the job just fine. Just a quick caveat that you do want to have him prioritize his A3 in the team preset AI manager thing. Make sure that he's prioritizing the A3, otherwise he will prioritize the A2, which is dumb as hell. I don't know why he'd do that against a wave of 5 enemies, but there you go. That's just a quick heads up. And alright, man, we actually meet into the boss just now as well. So, of course, pairing up Yakarl and your other multi hitters in hard mode Fire Knight with an ally attacker, very much advised. Yakarl has that double hit at AO1, so it gets a bit of extra value if he does get the ally attack, which he doesn't on this occasion, but that's fine. I've got a few double hitters on this team to help break down the boss's shield, and then Yakarl is going to come in and land the freeze and the decreased speed on his A2 there. He can't steal the 10 meter of hard mode Fire Knight. Of course, you can't steal or decrease the boss's 10 meter through conventional means in hard mode, but because he places a freeze guaranteed on that A2, it's still a great skill for him to prioritize against the Fire Knight boss. Obviously, because it's just guaranteed freeze, right? It's a guaranteed way to knock down the boss's 10 meter a bit. And hopefully, if you get some A1 triggers as well, that will also decrease 10 meter against the boss as well, as you saw just there. So, yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good, man. Like, not bad. Funnily enough, I sort of feel like the likes of maybe Neldor and Creodan, 2 epic champions that are like free specialists, are probably about as good as Yakarl into hard mode Fire Knight. They offer about as much value. They bring like the decreased speeds. One of them brings an increased speed buff. I think they both bring, is it triple hitters? A1s with chance to place freeze on the A1. So in some ways they're a little bit better. In some ways they're not quite as good against the waves. I'd say he's about as valuable though as some of the epic champion freeze specialists into Fire Knight. The advantage of Yakarl is that he's got other key uses in the game as well, into other niche areas of the game too. It's not just hard mode Fire Knight where he's going to give you the value. In the early game, at least, if you're kind of slow to progress in your account, but you grab Yakarl, he might actually help you out more than you think in the likes of Spider's Den. A 4.1 I don't think quite does him justice. He's probably like a 4.4 or something at least. Not amazing, not great, not terrible, but he does help to sort of control the spiderlings with his, albeit 410 cooldown A3. And then the decreased speed and the 10 meter steal coming in on the A2 as well. Actually very, very valuable into Spider. And so for testing in Spider 20, we just got ahead and thrown together here something approaching a budget-ish sort of team. I guess went with Deacon as the lead, decreased defense, all that good stuff. A couple damage dealers in the form of Yakarl and Royal Guard, except Yakarl is going to be half damage dealer, half 10 meter control in this kind of situation. Throwing a Seeker in there for some 10 meter boost, increased attack, and the Sill is going to help to control the spiderlings as well, because Yakarl's freeze, nice as it is on his A3, it's not 100% land rate, right? That's a 75% land rate, and so let's just see how this does, man. I've also set it so that Yakarl always opens up with his A2 instantly against the boss, just to get that decreased speed up and running against the boss as quickly as possible, and just knock down his 10 meter. So here it comes, bam! It's a big 10 meter steal as well, and so just completely eviscerates boss 10 meter completely, which is just lovely. And frankly, just having any champion on the team that's going to bring a reliable decreased speed against the boss is super important as well. Big freeze comes out, that's going to help to control the spiderlings as well. I think he's fine. He's fine into Spider. Hopefully by the time you get to Yakarl, you've already got Spider's Den on the clear at stage 20, and you're not having to worry about this. But just in case your account is slow to progress, or you're just very casual player, you're just chilling, you're taking your time, you do your clan quests, you farm your fragments, and then you log out or whatever, you'll eventually get him, and he will eventually help you to progress on up. Especially when combined with Sill of the Drakes, the control against the spiderlings is going to be really quite excellent with Sill's double hitter AoE stun, combined with the 410 cooldown freeze on the Yakarl. It's going to be more than enough to control the spiderlings. And even if somebody does die, the Sill is going to have a revive to pick somebody back up as well. And so, yeah, it's just fine. It's fine as what it is, okay? And you know, Yakarl actually didn't do too bad on damage there either, considering his build is very suboptimal. I've got him like perception and accuracy gear, like accuracy gear is really quite outdated on my account. He like did what, like half of the Royal Guard's damage, which given Royal Guard is like a huge damage dealer smacker specialist into Spider, he did actually hold his own a little bit in terms of damage as well. Finally, this brings us to the Dark Fae boss in Cursed City. Now, sadly, the only Dark Fae I can actually test against is normal mode Dakfair, which is not completely ideal, obviously. But as you're fit to see, I'm just going to throw a 3-man team into this, I suppose, just to show the Yakarl in action. What you're doing against Dakfair is just building a go-first style arena team with a good 10-meter booster and then a couple of champs that can just attack on in, kill everything, and then it's just about 10-meter control against the boss. What's great about Yakarl is that he can kind of do both of those things. Like, if I had this Yakarl built with more damage, I'm pretty sure this A3 would be able to just one-shot everything, especially if we threw like a decreased defense champion into this team as well. In fact, which, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So we've literally just thrown a bloody War Maiden onto the team to go ahead and land the big old decreased defense. Yakarl comes in with the A3, clap. Okay, if I had him built with more damage, everything's dead, which is great. And then as long as he's fast enough, which remember, he also buffs himself up with increased speed when he attacks on in with his A2 as well. And so that's another thing you can consider in a way that you can like set this team up. Or you can just come in with the A2 against the boss, delete boss 10 meter, steal that 10 meter, place the decreased speed, and now you're off to the races against the Dakfair, right? And so that's the power of the Yakarl, man. He can do both jobs in one into Dakfair, which is great. Not just going to kill off the waves and get you to the boss, not just going to deliver a big old AoE damage hit. If I had him built with more damage, it would be more effective against all of the mirror images, but then he can also supply the decreased speed and 10 meter destruction against the Dakfair boss itself as well, which is just remarkably awesome. Like, really cool that he's got all of that work done into his kit. So if you're struggling into Dakfair and you don't have the proper team composition to take this son of a gun on, then Yakarl can be a great option into Dakfair as well. It's got to be said, man, that Yakarl is also a pretty good arena champion, arena option. At least at the time when you get him, most of the time on your account. The attack all enemies into freeze is very solid. Of course, all of the other freeze effects in his kit, not bad. And the damage he deals, also not bad if he's built on out for damage. The main thing is that he really struggles to land that freeze against, like by the time you're in like Golden Live Arena and stuff, right? There's a lot of intercept buff stacks, there's a lot of stone skin to cut through, and so actually landing the freezes can become a little bit of a problem. Doesn't have any like block revive in his kit or anything like that, but even still, we've got to go ahead and equip not the Yakarl loadout, but the Smakarl loadout, which is basically just going to be Yakarl with as much damage as I could possibly muster. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We're going to push his damage up to 306% crit damage, which could be higher. I don't have any red stars on my Yakarl. You know, there's only so much I can do there. His speed's going to take a big hit. We're going to increase his attack by nearly 2,000 at the cost of accuracy, but that's fine. Let's see how hard this guy can hit, man. Dude, it's absolutely incredible. Of course, this is a little bit of a dumb test that we run on basically all of our the champions that we cover in the Busted or Bad series. It's a staple of the series, man. Let's go ahead and just like lob him head first into live arena and see if we can do a little bit of something there before it closes. Oh man, not playing any games with this one, man. I just went for Estrid and Arbiter in this live arena draft just to have 2 10-meter boosters, just to guarantee that we're gonna get to go first. Pretty much, you know, pretty much guarantee that is. Okay, so we're gonna get to go ahead. Oh man, he's not running that much stone skin either, you know. That's also pretty good for us. I think I'm actually gonna ally attack with the Queen. Just so that, yeah, I'm just going to ally attack just so that she A1s, and then we get up the decreased defense on everybody. Yakarl comes in with a 58k damage smack, then the A3. Okay, dude, 133k against the Siffy, man. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Not bad. Now Amans is going to like solo my entire team, of course, while laughing about it as well, just to like really rub salt into the wounds. Lamau, look at me win the game from doing absolutely nothing. In case you can't tell, I really dislike Amans, dude. Not a big fan of the guy. Looks like we will eventually get to clap his cheeks here, though. Can I freeze him? We couldn't freeze him. Okay, let's just try and kill off the Taras, man. Oh my god, dude, we got so lucky. The Amans missed his turn. Like, the true fear actually made the Amans miss his turn. So that means that we get to kill Taras here. What? He's alive? Okay, I have to A2 him now. Which, you know what, man? 87k? Not bad at all. Also, did I block revive just now? With Yakarl? How did that even happen? Oh, of course. The Death Brand debuff on the Queen of Hearts A2. Okay, that's how I place block revive. Oh my god, I thought I was missing something there. I thought I was missing something there. Oh my god. Okay, that explains it. Not bad damage in the old live arena, but we can do better. You know what I'm saying? Let's take this into Classic. Alright, here we go, man. Mongo team activate. AoE weaken only lands on 1 from the Estrid, which isn't exactly ideal. We at least get to land the big old decreased defense. Increased crit damage comes in from Archmage Helmet. This entire team is just built to just do as much stupid damage as humanly possible. And so, let's see what this A3 looks like. Ooh, dude, okay, that was pretty crunchy, man. Given that the weaken only landed on 1 enemy in that, not bad at all. And let's do this. Attempt number 2. This time the weaken lands on, what, 2 out of the 4 at least. Not too bad. Increased crit damage comes in from Helmet. No, Mithrala jumps in and ruins it. Oh, what's this AoE gonna hit now then? God damn it, Mithrala. Why you have to ruin my fun? Oh my god, man. This is the one right here. This is the one right here, dude. Oh my god, it's like the perfect setup for the biggest A3 in the world. Yes, dude. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Some 160 odd Ks in there. Pretty good, pretty saucy, not bad. A hell of a lot better than my Sill of the Drakes damage test, which, oh, the less said about that, the better, believe you me. That said though, while I do need to rebuild my Yakarl, I'm gonna go ahead and switch him on back to his previous build. Much less damage in this build. Yes, I need to spruce it up a little bit. He should have like 1,000 more attack, at least like 20 or 30% more crit damage in order to be maximally effective. I need to update this build. But all of that being said, my most efficient use for Yakarl on my account at this stage is simply hard mode finite. But you know what? I think that that's good enough. Looking at how like advanced my roster is and how like advanced my roster's coming along and stuff, I just got better options to take into Dark Fate and stuff on my account for me personally. That's not to say he's not great still in those areas, and I still do use Yakarl sometimes into Dark Fate in Cursed City, right? Where I might only be able to use like 3 factions. One of them's barbarians or whatever. You know, I can throw Yakarl in the mix. He can do a job. But for the most part, the most areas where I use him in the game is hard mode finite, which hard mode finite is not easy content, and so I think it's fine that the only place that I use the guy is like a specialist area of the game. And so for that reason alone, I think for what Yakarl offers you when you first get your hands on him, very, very good into like multiple areas of the game, niche areas of the game that can actually cause you some trouble, right? Like Fire Knight, like Spider, like Dark Fate. These can be a lot of pain points for a lot of people. He helps you out in all those areas, and then he further specializes and continues to do great and offer value to your account into hard mode Fire Knight as well. For me, Yakarl the Scourge, undoubtedly far better than Yannicka, and busted. Okay, love this guy. That's my verdict. What do you guys think? I've got to put some respect on this guy, man, with a little bit of a gear upgrade, to be honest, compared to the build that I'm running him in right now. He deserves better, man. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you also did enjoy this one, man. If you did, make sure you did like the video and all of that good stuff. And hey, if you're looking to start off a new Raid Shadow Legends account in 2025, make sure that you get it done using my beginner promo link, which you can find down below at the top of the video description box. Cheers for watching. Hope you also did enjoy. And I'm going to catch all of you guys just a tad bit later, man.